I beat the ass, I beat the ass. I ain't beat the ass no more because I know it quickly snitch on you and send you to jail. I know that. That's what I know now. So ladies, if you hitting on that, you need to stop. Because if the laws ask him, did you hit him? He gonna say yes.
Y'all, the moment I saw Klay Thompson's post snapping about Meghan being called a P-word, I could tell something was already breaking behind the scenes because the energy in that message wasn't just a boyfriend defending his girl. It felt like somebody who'd reached his limits. And now everything we weren't supposed to see is starting to leak out piece by piece. And the crazy part, the post ended up being the first breadcrumb that led people to something way wilder, where Klay allegedly is cutting Meghan off after finding out she smashed somebody inside his own locker room. Now that's when the whole 304 conversation around her blew right back up online. And y'all probably noticed the shift too. Before we get into the locker room rumor, let me show you exactly where the first crack formed, because this is the real moment that Klay's patience snapped. Klay went off on Pat Bev and Jason Williams after they joked about Meghan like she was some throwaway on their podcast. This is what he posted. Referring to my girlfriend as a P is so disgusting and disturbing, especially from someone who I played with in the NBA. How would y'all feel if I referred to your wives in such a way? Pat, do better, fellas. Very disappointing. That tone wasn't protective boyfriend, that was a man fighting a narrative that was already slipping out of his hands. Because right after that, people started connecting the dots that didn't line up. The red carpet debut at her Pete and Thomas Foundation Gala, yeah, they looked perfect on camera. All smiles, matching black outfits, kissing for flicks. But the timing of that moment, that's what everybody overlooked. Meghan later said, "This is my first relationship where I've ever been with somebody who's genuinely a nice person. And he makes me genuinely happy. I just never dated somebody like him before. And I'm just grateful that he's here by my side and he feels the same way about me." And Klay was right there, but sticking beside her, holding her waist like they were about to walk down an aisle. But here's the thing, around that same week, people inside NBA circles were allegedly already whispering that Klay had stepped back from Meghan privately. Not publicly, privately. And fans didn't catch the shift until after this moment right here. So let me take you back and rewind a little bit to the exact spark that made this rumor explode. Klay had been asked a question about Tory Lanez because people keep dragging that chapter back into Meghan's life, and Klay immediately shut it down.
Yo, bro, how you feel about Tory Lanez coming home? What you gonna do?
What's that?
With Tory.
What's that? Bro.
How you feel about Tory, bro?
Get away from me.
Get away from you? Are you scary, bro?
But his whole vibe switched. It wasn't irritation, it was embarrassment. Like, he didn't want to be standing in the middle of her old mess. And when you put that together with the next thing that he said publicly, the clip where he admitted he was late picking her up and got no excuse.
Bro, this is for my boo. I'm sorry I was late, babe. Damn it. I'm sorry. I thought I timed it well. Sorry. There's no excuse.
Yeah, people thought it was cute, but athletes online started clowning him, calling him too soft and whipped and moving like her assistant. I mean, she was sitting in the back seat. But here's the part that most folks don't know. The teammate that she allegedly messed with wasn't random. It was someone Klay trusted. Now, this is where things start to turn left. As y'all probably noticed, Klay's whole vibe toward Meghan shifted right when the locker room rumor popped off. And the crazy thing is, it wasn't even coming from random fan pages. People close to the Dallas Mavericks were hinting that Meghan got a little too friendly with someone Klay actually shared a locker room with. And before y'all assume, no, the name wasn't splashed online, but insiders keep using the same wording. Not a bench warmer, someone he trusted. Now, I'm not saying that the man was a superstar, but the way that the whisper spread felt way too specific for it to be some TikTok fan fiction. And every time Klay got pressed about Meghan after that, his answers got shorter, colder, almost like he was trying to distance himself without causing a scene. Cause look at how tense he got when he was asked about their relationship.
How has your relationship made you better as a man on and off the floor, and how that's going to move forward for you as far as your career?
My relationship with
Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm not going to talk about that, but I will say that every summer doesn't change for me because I know what it takes to go the distance, and there's really no such thing as an off season.
I'm not gonna talk about that. That wasn't privacy, that was discomfort. You can hear it in his voice. And then the part that made everybody raise their eyebrows was Meghan posting that they bought a house together. Yeah, that IG dump went viral. But here's the real messed up part. People noticed Klay didn't acknowledge the house at all. Not a repost, not a comment, not even a like. And that's when NBA players allegedly started DMing each other like, hey bro, Klay looks like he's trying to fade out quiet. And the rumor got louder when fans found out something else. Meghan had Klay saved in her phone as husband. Feels kinda sweet, right? But if you line up with the timing that was around the same period, insiders say the teammate situation happened. So on one side, you got Meghan treating this like a forever husband and husband thing, my man, my man, my man, my man, my baby. Then on the other hand, you got Klay returning to the court looking distracted, irritated, and honestly tired. And that Pat Bev and Jason Williams decided to jump in and disrespect Meghan publicly, calling her a P, like she was some punchline.
I ain't never seen Klay not shoot it like this. And for him to say I'm out of my prime, like, come on, Klay, like, come on.
He said that?
Yeah.
How many? It only takes one pussy to drag a battleship across the desert. That's how powerful it is. So
Most wars are.
It got something to, you know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson, I ain't saying that's what it is, but that might be what it is.
And instead of brushing it off, Klay exploded. And that's why people think that the rumor is real, because Klay reacted like a man who already felt disrespected privately and just couldn't take one more hit publicly. But the real trouble started once retired players and media personalities started throwing their opinions around, making the situation 10 times worse. And the person who threw gasoline on the fire, Mr. Shaquille O'Neal. You know, he already got his eye on Meghan, and he straight up said that Klay and Meghan wouldn't last longer than 6 weeks. And Mike Tyson laughed right along with him, saying, "Who's Klay Thompson? She got shot for that P. You gotta give us some credit."
Klay Thompson and Meghan the Stallion.
Who's Klay Thompson, though?
He plays basketball. He was in the Warriors. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time. He's now on the Dallas Mavericks.
Really?
And he's with Meghan the Stallion.
6 weeks. I'm gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing.
What did it surprise you?
Come on. I don't know. Listen, man. She got shot for that. That might be last for a long time. You know, 6 weeks ain't nothing. So you got shot, so you gotta give her some credit, right? You gotta give her a little credit that he might got some staying power with that.
Well, Shaq wasn't joking. He was predicting the exact kind of mess that Klay's in right now. But the next person who jumped in, that's the one who really pushed this story into a whole new direction. And that's where things stopped being just locker room whispers, because it turned into a full-blown narrative that Klay never had a chance of controlling, because Mr. DJ Akademiks decided to jump in the chat. When he got involved, the whole internet shifted. Before we get to what he said, let me explain why this opinion hit so hard. Ak is one of the only people who say exactly what fans might be thinking out loud, but with no filter. And once the rumor about Meghan smashing Klay's teammates started circulating, Ak didn't just hint at it, he basically walked right up to the line and kicked it over. He said the whole relationship feels like a PR stunt, that Klay was scared of her, and in that viral clip where she was cooking for him, that whole vibe felt off from the jump. Looks good, man.
It was amazing. You could tell this is such a PR relationship. First of all, you could tell this shy as hell. Even when they're on the basketball court.
Ak's exact words were basically, Klay looked like he was in that kitchen against his will. But then he added something way heavier, something that lined up with what fans were already whispering. This relationship ain't lasting past All-Star Weekend. The moment she switches from champagne to Hennessy, it's over.
And let me, where's the other video? I just played it. I'm put a $5,000 bet. This shit is over before the All-Star game. That's a fact. 5,000 I got on it. That relationship is over. Listen, Klay. You see this right here? You see this right here, Klay? She was just drinking champagne. You ain't see her off the Henny yet. Remember I told you. She drinking champagne. You see how she started getting a little loud? You ain't see her off the Henny yet, gang. Trust me. I promise you, gang. I promise you. When she's off the Henny, Jesus take the wheel. Trust.
So it looks like he wasn't even trying to joke about it. He was implying that Klay couldn't handle who Meghan really is when she gets a little liquor up in her behind closed doors. Now this is where the 304 conversation resurfaced, not because of the past, but because people started pulling out new receipts to justify the label. First thing they dragged up was Meghan's own words from 2015. If I beat a ninja ass, I beat a ninja ass.
Be that way, okay? Because if I beat an ass, I beat an ass.
That clip went crazy on the timeline again. And as you guys probably noticed, that wasn't random. It was right after some fans started saying that Klay looked emotionally drained every time he talked about her. Then Slim Thugger added his 2 cents, and honestly, this one stung Klay's image even worse. He said Meghan gifting Klay a $300,000 AP watch was little boying him.
That's expensive. Did you see the watch she bought that nigga $300? Man, what kind of gift you gotta buy back if she give you a $300,000 watch? I can't have no woman little boy in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I represent boss energy. I cannot have a woman buying me a $300,000 watch expecting me to buy her, some.
The AP watch? Klay confirmed she really bought it.
Evening is just begun too. It's just a little past 8. Oh boy, we got a night ahead of us.
So I just play this one clear right there. Fire. That's a good watch too.
Thank you, brother.
Sheesh.
Meghan got gifted me this.
Word?
Yeah. What a sweet lady.
On paper it sounds sweet, but when you put into the mix the rumor that she was getting close to his teammate, it makes Klay look like he was just getting spoiled and played. Then the timing made everything look worse, because just as fans were tearing apart their relationship, Meghan went on Jennifer Hudson's show talking about how Klay made her life easier and how she was in her soft girl era.
I've been through like so much, and I feel like I was always on the defense for a long time, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta fight with myself. I'm squaring up with everybody all the time. But like right now, I feel like, you know what? I am so sure of myself and I'm so relaxed. I am very much a soft girl. Like, I am
and you
a
wear
woman.
it so well.
Feminine. Yeah. So yes. I just feel like right now in life, I'm just a little bit more calm and relaxed and more zen and more accepting of love. Mm-hmm. Like I'm receiving love. I'm receiving love way better than I ever have in life, which is probably why the man that I have now has came into my life, because I was ready to have him.
Yes, and you deserve it.
It was cute, but on social media, people weren't buying it. They felt like she was overcompensating publicly for something that was falling apart privately. And honestly, the more you line up the timing, the more it feels like both of them were trying to cover tracks neither of them wanted to admit. It's screaming PR stunt. But nothing shook Klay more than a Reddit thread questioning whether the whole romance was real or if he was being used to rehab Meghan's image right before All-Star Weekend. Now here's where the whole situation stopped being just gossip and turned into something that actually might have people step back and go, hold on, this might not be what we think it is. Because the moment that the teammate rumor hit social media, a viral Reddit thread started blowing up, and it wasn't some troll account. This was an NBA fans who pay attention to real patterns, real behavior, and real PR shifts. And the question they were asking was simple: was Klay being used? One of the top posts said, Klay has always been low-key private, drama-free. Meghan has been dealing with non-stop public mess. This pairing feels strategic, and honestly, when you look at the timeline, it's hard to ignore. Before dating Meghan, Klay barely posted anything beyond hooping, his dog, or the ocean. Dude moved like a man who was valuing peace over attention. And meanwhile, Meghan had just come off of a stretch of foul lawsuits, label beef, the Tory situation, and a whole fractured fan base. So when fans saw the sudden pivot, the red carpet appearances, the press quotes, the cute IG reels, people started wondering, why now? Why Klay? Why suddenly so public? Well, one Redditor broke it down perfectly. This feels like an image rehab arc for her, and Klay is the safest, cleanest, most likable guy she could stand next to. And that is what made this even crazier, because multiple people pointed out something I didn't even consider on the list. Klay is at the light stage of his NBA career. Not washed, not irrelevant, just entering that quiet legacy-preserving era most vets slide into. So the real question became, why would a guy avoiding drama suddenly jump into the middle of the most polarizing rapper in the industry? Well, then something else happened. Something fans caught immediately. During Media Week, Klay's interactions with teammates allegedly looked stiff. Not mad, just distant. And that's when the locker room whisper started again. But not Meghan cheated, not Klay is heartbroken, something worse. Klay found out and now he's done. That's how the insiders have phrased it, like he's done. Not arguing, not working through it, like absolutely done. Then the AP watch resurfaced on the timeline and made Klay look like he got played twice emotionally and financially. Had Slim Thug calling him little boy, and Shaq saying 6 weeks, and Ak saying PR stunt, and the teammate rumors add Meghan calling him husband while he's walking around looking like he wants to disappear in the Pacific Ocean. And suddenly the narrative shifted from Klay is lucky to have Meghan to Klay is trying to escape Meghan. But here's the part that really cracked everything open, the private moment that got leaked, the one that made fans say, yeah, he definitely dumped her. Now I know y'all been waiting for this moment that fans realized that Klay was done with Meghan, and it didn't come from a press conference or an IG statement, it came from something way quieter. Something that told the whole story without him saying a single word, because after the teammate rumor hit, after the PR stunt conversations, and after Slim Thugger comments, after Akademiks was clowning the chat, after Reddit threads, Klay completely changed how he moved. But the real confirmation came from an insider who allegedly shared a detail that lined up with everything we'd been piecing together. Klay allegedly confronted the teammate, not Meghan, the teammate. And according to the source, the teammate didn't allegedly deny it. And that one was enough to tell Klay everything he needed to know, because think about it. Klay is the most low-key guy in the NBA. This dude values loyalty more than hype. He doesn't care about virality. He doesn't chase clout. And he never wanted his business on the timeline. So the idea that Meghan might have got too friendly with somebody he literally changed clothes next to, someone he shared his wins, losses, buses, planes, hotels, and camaraderie with, that wasn't just drama to him, that was betrayal. And that's why the breakup wasn't loud, it was silent. You saw the shift happen instantly. The red carpet pictures dropped. He smiled. The cooking video went viral. He looked uncomfortable. When she talked about buying a house, he stayed quiet. And when she told Jennifer Hudson he made life easier for her, he did not echo that same energy. And what about Tory? When he was asked about him, he shut down. And when Meghan went full soft girl era, he just didn't match it. They weren't random moments, this was distance. This was a man slowly pulling away from something he didn't trust anymore. And the internet picked up on it fast. Meanwhile, Meghan continued to post like everything was perfect with her man, her baby, which only made the breakup rumors louder. The more she performed happiness, the more fans noticed how absent Klay was from every part of it. Now fans are convinced that he dumped her the moment the confirmation from his teammate happened. And honestly, the timing lines up too perfectly for it to be a coincidence. But it looks like Meghan tried to stay ahead of the narrative with the house post, the interviews, the soft era, the affection, but Klay wasn't in the storyline anymore. Looks like he was already gone.